have been developments, haven't there?
There have been developments. One thing we've known all summer is that Chelsea like the player, but Manchester United want £50 million to sell Alejandro Garnacho this summer. It's not as if they don't think he's a good player. It's just, it looks like he needs to move on in terms of maybe the relationship he's got with Ruben Amorim. He was very unhappy with his Europa League final snub. He's made that very public. But the key from Chelsea's point of view, they think they can sign Garnacho for less than Manchester United's asking price. But there hasn't been a bid yet. And going back to Manchester United's side, he's got 3 years remaining on his contract at United. You feel that this probably will get done, but for what price, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Manchester United valuing him at £50 million because they'll look at other players that have gone for that amount as well, the likes of Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest and Newcastle, Noni Madueke, who actually left Chelsea for Arsenal. But I mentioned a couple of those other players. Jadon Sancho and Anthony are two of the big ones that potentially could bring in money for Manchester United. Borussia Dortmund, we're told, remain in talks with Sancho's representatives over a deal, while dialogue remains open with United. No agreement on either at the moment, though it is thought he could be available for significantly less than the £25 million obligation price that Chelsea had when they signed him on loan last season. As for Anthony, there is plenty of interest in Anthony, but he's got one destination in his mind. It is Real Betis. He had such a fantastic loan spell with them last season. So as much as United will be positive about Benjamin Sesko coming in, they still do need to make these sales before the end of the transfer window. That said, you mentioned close to £200 million being spent in this transfer window if and when Sesko's deal is confirmed. But are they stopping there?
Well, I don't think they will. I mean, I think the key for Manchester United is getting those players out, the ones you've mentioned. I think Marcus Rashford to Barcelona is a great move for him. It's wages as well. It's not just necessarily transfer fee, it's big wages they're on. What else do Manchester United do? When I look at Manchester United, I think, brilliant. That new forward line, great. But then I look at the midfield. Needs a bit of a revamp. And obviously there's talk of interest in Carlos Belver in the midfield from Brighton. We know, as you've mentioned, interest in Donnarumma from PSG. We'll wait and see if that happens. That would...
Chelsea are advancing on a deal to sign Xavi Simons from Red Bull Leipzig. After contacts revealed in the past few days, Chelsea are now advancing and progressing in talks to reach an agreement on personal terms with the Dutch offensive midfielder. A very important option for Chelsea now. They want to add at least one more player in their attacking package, and the conversation with Xavi Simons is very positive. The player opened the doors to Chelsea, tempted by their project, and now the agreement on personal terms is getting really closer. Chelsea will also talk to Red Bull Leipzig soon. They are interested in Carney Chukwuemeka, so there could be a discussion on several players. Meanwhile, Arsenal and Bayern remain interested in Xavi Simons, but Chelsea are trying to accelerate.
Now, we've brought Carves Olikol back into the studio. Our chief reporter, I said just before the commercial break that there was some news about Alejandro Garnacho. What is it?
Well, Chelsea are considering making a move for the Manchester United player before the window closes. They've been alerted to his potential availability, and he's a player they have been watching very closely. We're being told a move is possible this window or in the summer. But of course, Chelsea would only proceed with a potential deal at the right price and on the right terms. And I think one thing that is actually quite important is that relations between Chelsea and Manchester United at the highest levels are very, very good. So I'm sure that if Chelsea decided that he was a player they wanted to sign, they could pick up the phone to Manchester United, see if he was available and try and do a deal at the right price.
There has been interest elsewhere, Napoli and others. Are they still in the picture?
Well, Napoli are very interested in buying the player. A couple of days ago, United's transfer negotiator, Matt Hargreaves, was in Naples for talks with Napoli. I think the issue is one of valuation. United had been willing to accept an offer around £60 million to begin with. Then they said, OK, we're willing to drop that to around £55 million. But so far, Napoli have been unwilling to pay more than around £46 million for Garnacho. And our colleagues at Sky in Germany are reporting, and also Sky and Italy